Hello from the Battle Babes. I am so happy and excited that I have Laura back for our finals interviews, and I'm not letting her off the hook. She's coming back for the winners interviews in a couple weeks. How are you doing, Laura?
I got roped into the winners one too.
Yep. Suck it up, buttercup.
Well, we're not going to have to do a lot of talking for that one.
No. Whoever wins can do all the talking. I'll just put slides up and say, okay, topic 1, talk. Topic 2, talk.
Yeah, that'll work.
Right. Yeah, it could be quite amusing. Yeah, I am super glad to have you back and to be able to be doing this with you again. I know we get a lot of positive comments for our interviews, and this is definitely not going to be anything new. There's definitely some good laughs and stuff in these interviews.
Yeah, well, our entire league is a bunch of characters anyway, so.
Oh, that's a very nice way of putting it, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so how was your season, or like what was a highlight? Something.
I don't remember much of my season.
It's okay, neither do I. Except for Todd head capping me in the 3rd round in the semis of C this year, but
That's because it's fresh.
yes. We were lucky to have a couple new players this year join League and a couple of new Battletech players. Like some guys hadn't even played really before draft day.
Yeah, we had some pretty green players this year.
Yeah, but it was cool. Like some of them really, like I was absolutely shocked. Some of the guys that are absolutely new to the game and how well they did.
Yeah, I can't think of a specific one off the top of my head because I'm not looking at the roster for the year.
Kale
got roped into Battletech. I don't think he had much experience before starting League.
No, he didn't, because when I interviewed him earlier this season, I think he said he'd played like maybe 6 games. I know there was someone else who had played like 1 or 2 before the season started.
Yeah.
And Kale's in the D finals.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I love how our community is growing, for sure.
Yeah, maybe we'll get more next year.
Fingers crossed. We'll have to see. Hopefully we don't have to roll it into a couple leagues, but only time will tell, I guess.
Well, we have our 8 finalists here with us. Not all together, because holy cow, that's a lot of talking. But 4 finalist interviews to go through and listen. So enjoy.
Speaking of interviews, what we did this year was a little bit different. We got the 2 finalists together with Laura and I to chat about their topics of choice and then to kind of talk about the season. Each player could choose 1 topic from a list of 4. They could choose favorite mech, favorite faction, favorite weapon or weapon system, and their preferred way to play, whether it's close up and physical or far back and staying hidden. Both players were able to discuss each topic and then also reply to their opponent's opinion of a topic. And of course, Laura and I can't let them have all the fun, so we kind of put our 2 cents in here and there.
Yeah, can't have the boys have all fun. No way.
No, absolutely. Now, this would have been interesting if one of us had made it into the final.
Yeah, we'd have to get to, one of the Uncivil Discourse guys to do the interview.
Oh yeah, but do we really want to hear them talk anymore?
Well, we've got at least 2 more to do.
Oh, that's right. Okay, fine.
But yeah, let's we'll get to the interviews and we'll listen to the shenanigans of all of them. There's amusing conversations like how to properly pronounce a mech name.
Oh, or talking about Porky Pigging it.
Oh, you left that in, did you?
Oh, I did, yeah.
And on to the interviews.
Well, it is time to talk with our A finalist from the Calgary Battletech community. I have our finalist 1 here, JP with the Neutral Reavers. How are you doing today?
I am well. I could do without the cold weather.
Right? Yeah, I don't like it either.
And we have Jeff with the Scions of Amaris as our finalist number 2.
Hello.
We are going to start with our topics, and the first topic today is preferred way to play, and with JP being our finalist 1, he's going to talk first, and then it will be Jeff's turn to talk.
Thanks for that. I can let you know that Jeff and I pretty much have the same kind of play style. This year I'm playing a stand and shoot lance. I prefer to be kind of a scrumming lance on the move and in your face. So this year I'm playing a little bit outside my normal play style. Preferred play is drumming it up, which is mid-range, close range, potential physicals, depending on obviously maps and objectives or what we're looking to do in regards to just straight up killing each other or not.
The killing machines.
So much like JP, I prefer to be kind of up in your face. I like to be playing that mid to short range game as well. I like mechs with speed, and I kind of like to have a little bit of a combination there. I like to have a couple that can sit back a little further away with a little longer range, but still be in that medium to short. But for the most part, I want to be all up in your business all the time, putting pressure on you, making you second guess what you just did.
So that's your preferred way to play. How did you play this year?
This year I had my lances pretty balanced. It was much like JP's last year, actually, a 4-6-4 rolling ball of death. Everything kind of moves together, and but I had weapons that could fire out at range on my way in, and then once I got in on you, it's all over but the crying. Basically, there's a lot of weapons that are in that 6 to 9 hex range that really want to hammer you.
Yeah, all left but the crying. I love that. That's an awesome line. Awesome line. JP, do you have anything you want to respond to Jeff?
Not really. I mean, we both kind of like the speed, but we both played 4-6-4 lances, so I can't really say that's speedy. Brett's is a little bit better, but anyways, we definitely like the mobility.
I definitely this year I took the lance I took to try to challenge myself to be a little outside of my play style, and JP did the same thing. I know he did because he doesn't like to stand back and shoot, but that's what he's playing this year. So sometimes you got to do things just to shake it up and give yourself some variety and see what you can do with it.
Well, it makes you still learn as well, right? Like it makes you have to change your tactics. But you guys would have liked my Scorpion 696.
Yeah, I played one last year.
That's exactly what Jeff had, 696, double kicking people.
Yeah. I love them.
And the second topic the guys have chosen to talk about is their favorite mech. We have Jeff up first.
Aesthetically, my favorite mech is the Annihilator. I love the way it looks. Functionally, it's the Anubis, which is a light mech, 711. There's a bunch of different variants of it. All of them include stealth armor, and they all have some fun tech. Like there's one that has a couple of light PPCs and MMLs, and there's some that have medium lasers and LRMs, and there's some with SRMs. Like I love the functionality of that mech because it's speedy. It does what I want. It can have high movement modifier, plus have the stealth armor engaged, and still reach out and touch you. It's as far as light mechs go, it's my absolute favorite mech.
I'll be honest with you, when I first started playing Battletech, the first mech I ever saw was the old school Marauder on the TRO book. Absolutely loved the look of it. Since then, I've kind of moved over towards the Falconer. It's a 585 with decent damage potential and stuff like that. I don't know. I kind of like that crouched chicken kind of look in regards to that. But I mean, there's so many good mechs out there, but I based mine off the look. Originally was a Marauder. I've since moved over to the Falconer.
I can't say I'm any different. That Anubis it's a cool looking mech. It looks like an Anubis from Egyptian mythology, like the way the head crest and stuff is designed. That's part of the draw of it for me, as well as cool looking things.
Well, that's why I go with the quads. I know I get a lot of flack for that because they're quads, but they're quads. Especially if you can get a turret on it, they look cool. Especially like the Barcast or the Goliath. They're these big chonky. They make me think of like bulldogs or something.
I have no problem with quads. I played one last year. I think they have their place, and there's a lot of fun things you can do with them. The fact that if they're laying down, you don't take penalties for prop and fire.
Yep.
It's amazing. That's okay. I'm gonna hull down over here, and then I'm just gonna prop and fire because it doesn't cost me anything extra. Well, let's do that.
I'm gonna sit in a set of trees, and I automatically have a 3. Go for it. Fire at me.
If you're smart and stuff, if you took like camouflage on something like that, now you're looking at 4s or 5s depending on your trees. It's for doing nothing, right?
That's what I did last year with my Goliath, and I loved it. What's your favorite mech, Laura?
Anything with missiles on it? Actually, my longbow last year with the
MMLs.
yes, thank you. Being able to switch between long and short range missiles from the same launcher is fantastic.
You should check out Draconis Combine next year and look at, there's a mech called the Naginata. Got 3 LRM-15s and an ERPPC, and it's got your C3 Master in it. And it's an assault mech. You might really enjoy that.
Okay, Jeff, say that name again.
Naginata.
Naginata.
Say it again.
Naginata.
Naga naga naga.
Naginata.
Naganata. Okay, I got it.
Yes,
I won't be able
that's
to
how you
say
say it. Unlike the cicada versus a
Oh,
cicada.
Jesus. Proud Brett for that one every time.
Or Hadamoto for Hashimoto. Yeah, I love the names of mechs. But as we digress, we are not going to go into that. Quick question. Did you guys play this year yet?
No.
Nope.
Dang it. I was hoping other two, C and D, the ones we've interviewed, are
Rematches.
rematches from earlier
Yeah.
in the season. And actually, C's rematch is their first game. They played each other the first time. So I'm like, that'll be interesting.
Last year, JP and I had that. JP and I played each other round 2, and then we played each other for second round or first round, JP, of playoffs.
First round of playoffs, because that's when my Yu Hang couldn't stay on his
Yep.
feet.
And that's when the Scorpion kicked the head off of your...
Helios.
Yeah, thank you.
No round 3 headshots this time, guys. Let someone play a little bit longer than round 3.
My gosh, he's so bitter about that.
I am, because my game would have been totally different if he hadn't hit me with a freaking clan PPC round 3.
Well, the good thing is both of us only have a single head capper.
Oh, okay, well, that's good. That's good.
I got 3.
You have 3.
You have 3 head cappers?
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have your heavy PPCs.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'm not going to wish for any head cap because that's just so sad.
Ultimately, for JP and I, we know it's going to come down to map. JP and I, dice-wise, we both have shitty dice 90% of the time. So whatever map we play on could be the difference of who's going to win or who's going to lose in this scenario. So it should be entertaining to see what happens next Sunday.
Well, thank you again, guys, for joining us. Great insight into actually your favorite mechs, because I haven't played Jeff yet, but I've played JP, and pretty much the same. Gets in your face and smacks you. So that wasn't new information for me, but the different mechs is definitely always entertaining to hear from people.
Especially when you have one that's called a hebba-dibba-dabba.
Stay with me, Heather. Naga Nada.
Naga Jaga.
And it's spelled exactly how it sounds.
Naga Nada.
There you go. Naga Nada.
Anyways, good luck next weekend, guys. Can't wait to hear the results.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
And now we have the B Division finalists. Finalist number 1, we have Jeff with Riston's Rogues.
Hello.
And we have Darren with the Kodiak Bears. Hank's Handies. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, having a nice day, y'all.
Having a nice day. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's throw a little bit of that Canadian in there.
It's also the acronym for handy on my client or my team name.
Oh, that's right.
He is right.
He is one of the only times, but yep.
True and factual.
Topic 1, we have the guys talking about their favorite faction. So, Jeff, you get to go first.
Any faction that everybody else thinks isn't good.
What a cop-out.
No, that's true. Why do you think I played Periphery this year?
Oh, my goodness.
You didn't. You played St. Ives.
Oh, I played Periphery last year. That's right, didn't I? No. Year 2? I don't know.
Well, you were a dirty Comstar last year, my friend.
Yeah, people didn't like Comstar either last time around either, which was funny. They're like, but it's tough. It's difficult. I can't make it work.
You narked every one of my mechs and I hated you.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
You have no favorite faction, like even factions that we don't have in League.
If we're talking like lore-wise,
Any faction.
Well, if we're talking like outside League and lore-wise, oh yeah, I have favorite factions. I have quite a few favorite factions actually, like Fed Sons, and I like DC and
Dingy, dingy, dingy. It's Darren's turn.
God, that was so short. I'd say actually I like Ghost Bear, but that's just because linked to the whole what I like as a mech thing as well. And I like where they went with Rosselhag in the future of Battletech when you start looking at the lore.
Let's face it, Aaron just likes to walk around and go rawr.
Well, game wise, I don't give a flying F though, really. Like I don't hunt for certain skills or like equipment or anything like that, so I'm just a lore chaser, man.
Plus, he likes to walk around and go rar.
And rar.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Fair, fair. That was Cameron's first word. Rar.
Approved.
Yeah.
I think it was Alex, one of Alex's too, to the point where he named a stuffed animal Rar.
I am going to use that information. I just want you to know.
Oh, I can give you more information about Alex if you really want. You know,
Continue. I will
Yeah.
take it all.
So, wow. That's not the way I thought that conversation was going to go. I thought you guys were going to be like all specific about your factions that you liked or something.
We're not those kind of guys, I think.
now, like I say, when it comes to lore stuff and everything, I have my faction. But
Yeah, me too. I like lore nerdy stuff, right?
yeah, and the other person in this channel that hasn't said anything can attest to that. He knows I'm a merc at heart when it all really comes down to it.
Yeah, well, that person who's not really here really can't say anything, so it doesn't matter.
Does he ever really say anything that matters?
No.
Like I'm Mercs this season, but I'm not particularly like, oh my god, I'm Merc. I actually wanted to be Davian, but for some weird reason, it got taken before I got to my round. So I kind of had the last minute change.
Targeting computers, man. Everybody wants targeting computers.
Yeah, I was clan and never took targeting computers. So.
That's the luck of the draw, But we're going to move on to our next topic, which I think is amazing that every group that we've talked to has chosen this topic. So favorite mech. What is your favorite mech, Darren?
I think it goes without saying that everybody knows my favorite is the Kodiak. I think I was the absolute terror last season with that. Even though, Laura killed me. But people hated it. It was fucking great. Like, everyone was always like, man, is your Kodiak dead yet? Is your Kodiak dead yet? Like, that was my first asked question every day. So it was a lot of fun. I choose my whole land space usually on a mech. Like last season it was Kodiak, this season it was a gunslinger. So I usually just focus on a mech and go.
Okay. Is that your favorite mech overall? Or...
The Kodiak? Yeah, 100%. I love it.
Cool. I don't know anything about it, so.
It's just a Ultra AC-20 monster. That's all you need to know.
Big and mean.
Yep.
Gotcha. And what about you, Mr. Jeff?
All the mechs that Battletech got out of the whole Robotech crossover that, didn't really happen with Harmony Gold and all that shit. So all the ones that ended up being like the unseens, like the Archer, Marauder,
Warhammer,
yeah, all the ones that were Destroids and
Phoenix Hawk, Stinger, Wasp, Longbow.
All of those ones, because I watched Robotech as a kid, so,
I was a big Robo junkie too, man.
Giant stompy robots.
Yeah, giant stompy robot. Didn't know or care anything about them until I started dating Lee.
There you go. Yeah, your hubby will know all about all the unseens.
I bet he will. So, but do you have a specific one in that group?
I've always liked the Marauder or the Archer. Those two probably out of that whole group, I would probably say.
And pourquoi?
I just like the look of them.
Okay. All right. Well, that could be a reason. One of the guys we talked to this morning said it was all about the looks too. So
Yeah, it's simplistic, man. Giant stompy robot. That's all I care about.
The Marauder does have a pretty cool miniature.
This is the Shoddy Officer Pod.
it absolutely does, and it's pretty badass. Like it's especially when you add jump jets on it.
Ooh, nasty.
I like my Marauder with jump jet. So going into the last game next weekend, being the finalists in B, do you guys have anything that's like been crossing your minds or anything from the season that you've thought of that like you've really liked or you kind of just wanted to share?
I was seriously contemplating, Jeff, about bringing like tea and crumpets. Just having that while we played.
Oh, are we gonna have tea and crump? I don't drink coffee, so I'm in for tea.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee either, so maybe that's a winner for us.
Hey, listen, Cal and I in our last match for the playoffs, we actually went out and got like pho during our match. We stopped and had lunch and drove off somewhere and had pho and came back and still played the rest of our match.
I mean, that works for me too. I think we're gonna have the most chill championship game ever.
Yeah, probably.
Well, thank you, boys, for joining us. Good luck in your game next Sunday, a week from today. Actually, this time in a week, you will be done.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good luck everybody in the finals. Woo.
Yeah, good luck everybody else that's in the finals.
Absolutely. And good luck, and see you in a week.
With us today, we have Seaside Finalist 1, Kale with the Steel Shod Shambles. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
And we have our finalist 2 of the C Division, Todd with the Wards Warwolves. How are you doing today, Todd?
Okay.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm super glad that you're here and looking forward to the interview. Finalist 1 chose the topic of what style of play that they prefer.
As far as style of play go with the lance I've selected this season, by the end of the season, I definitely feel how new I was to Battletech going into this season, and I definitely painted myself into a corner where I've picked a lance where I don't have a choice except to play up close and personal. That said, I've gotten to really enjoy that, and it's something that I feel can be really strong when your opponent is not set up for it or doesn't have the opportunity either by map or luck of the dice, doesn't have a good opportunity to really set for the charge, so to speak. I think there's a lot of strength to being able to take the initiative, not literally the game initiative, but to be the player who is putting the other player on the back foot. And I think that there's a lot of play to that.
Yeah, I agree with Kale with his style of play. I mean, he's set up for Inner Sphere. Inner Sphere have shorter range weapons. You got to get up there close and there. Whereas I can sit back and play long range because I'm playing clan. So yeah, I can understand his style. My style, I kind of like to stay back at long range, and then when I've done enough damage, I like to slowly move forward. With the lance that I have this year, I should just stay put in a nice little area and just hammer the people from long range, because I do have long range weapons, and the pulse lasers are really killer when it comes to clan work.
Well, and you do have that PPC clan that can head cap someone from across the board.
Yes.
Especially early in the game, like 3 rounds.
You're never going to let me live that down.
Nope.
I
Nope.
think
not
somebody
at all.
felt bitter about that one.
No, not at all.
The clan weapons are something that definitely more and more I can see how much of a range advantage it gives you in having that that added lethality, that added range on some of those mid-weight laser weapons. And it's definitely something that it definitely feels very uphill every time you're facing it down from across a map.
What? Yeah, I want to stay over here.
It's intimidating.
Absolutely.
For our next topic, we have the guys talking about their favorite weapons. Todd, what's your favorite weapon?
My favorite weapon, it depends on who I play. If it's the clan, I like the large pulse lasers. They're pretty nasty because you have that -2 ability on your to hit rolls, which is very advantageous, and the range is phenomenal. If I'm playing Inner Sphere, it's the Gauss Rifle and the snub-nosed PPCs. Because of the range of the snub-nosed PPCs for their short range is just phenomenal. 1 to 9 hexes, which is incredible. Gauss Rifles, obviously, for its range. So those are my key weapons that I like to play.
Yeah, I'm definitely sensing a trend, Todd, with the range supremacy, all these long-range weapons. And I will admit that those, especially those clan large pulses with that medium that goes out to 14, can feel pretty oppressive and definitely good to be on the firing side of. For myself, actually, I think across this season, I've kind of got 2, but the one is similar, but even in Inner Sphere, those medium pulse lasers, the range definitely leaves something to be desired, but just the compactness of how much consistent damage you can pack into a mech with them, I'm a little in love with that Penetrator 4D that I've got in my lance that packs 6 of them, and you do have to get up in there to use them, but they do give you such a threat when you do get there.
Yeah, the PPC, or not PPCs, the medium pulse lasers for either clan or Inner Sphere are nasty when you get up close. So I happen to agree with him. I mean, those are ideal weapons to have for when you have to get up close, like especially when you're Inner Sphere. So I agree with what Kale said.
Well, and for me, I do love my X-Pulse weapons. For the lasers. The -2, like you were saying, Todd, is definitely beneficial, especially if you have to jump. Definitely helpful.
Yeah, pulse weapons and a targeting computer. -3.
Ooh, haven't had that ability.
Yeah, my Phoenix Hawk last year had it. I could
Ugh.
jump, and it negated the jump. So I started with the base piloting.
Oh, mean.
Yeah, and then I clanned it. Clan pulse, so no min.
Oh, not nice.
But my favorite weapon's definitely the LRMs. I like lobbing down missiles.
Yeah, I like my Imperial Gauss rifle,
Mm-hmm.
and it will always be the Imperial Gauss rifle.
Yep.
So going into the final game next weekend, you guys will be playing each other for the Seaside Championship, and wondering if either of you guys have any highlights from the season or anything about the final game that you're thinking about that you would like to share.
Well, one thing comes to mind right away, which is this is actually a rematch. This was the very first game of the season for both of us. We played. So looking forward to the rematch.
So life does go full circle, hey?
Yeah. What was the outcome of that first match?
He won 4-3.
I narrowly took that one.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see. I always love those rematches. It's nice to see, especially if it's the same year and you're far enough in the season that you could have all your skills spent. So this will be pretty cool to be able to see.
That direwolf has had a severe glow up since game 1 of the season, so that's something that I definitely have to be conscious of.
Heather found out.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. It you go make me cry. But what did you do to your direwolf, Todd, to make it meaner?
Yeah, I removed the heavy, large lasers because they were costing me a lot more heat and the range was a lot shorter. And I replaced them with Clan ERPPCs, which gave me range and gave me less temperature to worry about.
That's smart.
So I got some head cappers that are, range 22 and range 23 because they're paired with a pair of Gauss rifles too.
Yeah. I'm done talking about your direwolf.
Yeah, I think that direwolf is going to be the crux of the game one way or the other. I think that a big thing for me is going to be trying to, restrict its range or restrict its sight lines as much as possible, take as much of a pain in the ass approach, try and stay out of that firing lane as much as possible. That's definitely going to be a challenge though, and an unlucky head cap of which that thing gets to try 4 times per turn every turn, rain or shine, could swing the game very heavily.
Well, and as I learned in my game against Todd when I lost last game day, using those buildings on the map that we played on was huge. I don't think I would have lasted as far as I did if I hadn't have done that. And my mistake was not making sure my poor little Hatamoto, she mustn't have listened to her coach because she was right out there in round 3. So I think. And the 2 maps, well, it could depend what you guys have because you guys have the River Delta, right?
River Delta and Devil's Bath are the 2 playoff maps that C has not yet played on.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see what map it is.
Yeah. There'll definitely be 2 very different approaches based on those maps.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Definitely, yeah. It'll be interesting. I might even not play and just come watch you guys.
Well, thank you to both Kale and Todd for joining us today for the topics on hand. Quite interesting, and I can't wait to watch this game. It'll be great.
Well, thank you for having us. It was a pleasure doing this.
I'm also very much looking forward to the game next weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the result. I'm a little invested because someone took out my Hatamoto in round 3. I think I might vote for Kale, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, you'll have to wait till the podcast comes out to see how I predict. So, because I haven't figured it out yet.
It'll be a tough choice.
Yeah, absolutely. But thanks for joining us, guys, and stay tuned for our next interview.
And we have the D Division finalists. Finalist number 1, we have John with Clan Cobra Chicken.
Hello. Hello, Solaris 7. I'm not wearing any pants.
Oh, Jesus Christ, John.
Well, mech pilots don't wear pants.
Porky Pig in it. Anyways, we also have our other finalist, Carlo, with the Lyran Rangers. How are you doing today, Carlo?
Pretty good. I'm not going to comment on what I'm wearing.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we appreciate that for sure. Oh, boys will be boys. Finalist 1, he's going to go first with his topic of choice, favorite weapon system.
Favorite weapon system? For me, it's not really one weapon system. It's pretty much anything direct fire. I'm very much a direct fire type of guy who puts damage on target in one location. That's what I like. I've played with spread damage, but I just prefer the one hit, one location. If I had to sum up one weapon system, it's got to be the plasma rifle. Grade A bang bang, Swiss Army knife. Does heat, does damage, barbecues infantry very efficiently. But predominantly for me, it is direct fire. I like making big holes and then trying to follow it up with more big holes. That's typically what my favorite weapon system is.
Yeah, and as for me, actually, someone to agree with, I'm a huge fan of more direct fire weapons. And plasma rifle is actually a really good choice, especially with, as I found out with my game against Laura, because she put me a little hot under the collar with my Banshee. But as for my favorite weapon system, I probably have to say, this is sort of contradictory, but kind of like the streak launchers. You just need to roll once to hit, and then those missiles will land anywhere.
That's an interesting choice. I never would have thought about that. Why do you like those streak launchers?
Just because just one roll, don't have to roll for a cluster table, don't have to worry about ECM or anything like that.
Yeah, they either all hit or they all don't, but there's something really satisfying about rolling a handful of dice.
Yes, that as well.
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, it's kind of like not D&D where it's like, here's 2 dice, but this, it's like, yeah, I can roll 10 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't ask how big it is. I said I cast Fireball.
You cast Fireball. Yeah, no, I wish, right? Laura, do you have, out of either of those weapon systems, is there one that you prefer?
Ooh. Well, I am kind of partial to my missiles. Whether they're regular launchers or the streak launchers, I like my missiles. Like I said, a handful of dice, you're rolling like 12 dice. Just, I don't know. It's so satisfying.
It feels good, right? Yeah, I do like that. Or even if you have multiple of one, like I had 4 medium X pulses, even just being able to roll 8 and having a higher chance for hits, I do like that for sure. Yeah,
well, I ran with 4 LRM-15s on my longbow this year, so when 2 or 3 of the launchers hit and I'm rolling, on the top side of the table, it's a lot of dice.
So, John, what are you talking about Carlo's favorite type of missile system? What do you think of his favorite type?
The streaks they're interesting. I do agree that it's the one and done. And they lock on and you're eating the bees. Again, it's one of those where I've never had much luck with them. I'm not saying they're not useful. They are. They're very useful. I mean, the one and done, you're guaranteed you're getting especially on the 6-pack, you're getting your 6 2-point locations. You're getting your 6 golden BBs. And when you've punched some big holes, that could be very helpful for getting your critical hit chances. But yeah, there's nothing really wrong with the streaks. There's just, I think when it comes to favorite weapons, it's what you prefer playing and how you prefer playing it. So it's very much individual choice. There's no right, there's no wrong answer. Everything has their advantages and disadvantages. For direct fire, I mean, you got the racks. They can jam, but when you spin up and you make someone holy, it's a fun thing to do. And the same thing happens with the streak launchers. It's like, hi, burf, and suddenly now your mech is falling apart.
Love talking about weapons, but we have Carlo, and he wants to talk about his favorite mech.
Well, as anyone has seen my profile pic on the Discord has seen, probably my favorite mech is the Grand Dragon. It's short and squat. It's got Xbox huge shoulders, and its right arm is just a giant cannon.
Cannons are good.
Yeah. Like a lot of the variants. Wish there was more to choose from on the list for this year.
The Grand Dragon is your favorite?
Yeah, the Grand Dragon. Yeah, Grand Dragon.
It's movement.
It's 6'9" normally.
Oh, so you could have jumpers on that? Ooh, I have a 696. It's like my Scorpion.
Yeah, I was playing around with it in Mech HQ, see what I could make with it.
That's cool. That's totally cool.
Though I prefer the variants with just standard PPC, maybe.
Yeah, PPC can be helpful for sure. All right, Johnny boy.
I'm probably going to shock everybody just because I've never taken one in any of my lances. But for me, it's a Battle Master. And this goes back to, I don't know if people remember, I posted a picture of a painted Battlemaster I had. That was the second mech I bought in 1989. It was also the first pre-painted mech I bought. The rule was you could only play with if you had it, when I was part of the old mech force here in Calgary. And we didn't have a lot of battle mechs available to us at the time because those of us in the Northeast were going to Chess and Games Galore, and they didn't have a big selection. We hadn't figured out how to get down to the Century box yet. So I bought this Battlemaster, and I'm like, oh, okay, 85 tons. Bad, fairly good weapons. Can tinker with it a little bit. But the Battlemaster has always been my favorite right from the get-go. It is a very versatile mech. Some people say, oh no, the thing's a piece of crud. But I find it as a very versatile mech. Cronus players love them. Davian players love them because they're both from both sides of that border. The Grand Dragon, yeah, I do like the Dragon. It is a very unique mech, very Draconis combined in its flavor. I like mechs that have flavor, which is one reason why I like it.
Yeah, that's another reason why I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good all-around mech. Fairly functional design. Just needs tweaking.
Well, that was a quick rebuttal, a quick turnaround, and I don't know a lot of mechs. I don't even know if I know the Battlemaster. The Grand Dragon, honestly, I don't know anything about it. That's why I asked about its movement. And I know, I'm pretty sure everybody in League is very well aware that I love my quads, especially if you can make them jump.
Just using the standard Scorpion 12S is maybe sort of start to love them too.
I just love having furniture. I just love it. I look at that, it's like, oh, look, it's a Russian death bridge. It's a KV-2. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, right? People look at, they're like, oh, it's just a quad. I'm like, oh, wait, it jumps. Have fun with that.
No. There's no such thing as just a quad. Quads are scary.
Well, especially when you add a turret on it. But as we digress and we're running out of time, we wanted to give you guys a chance to talk a little bit about your season or about the game coming up. Let us know what you think. We're going to ask John to go first.
This was my season of fun. It's taken me 3 seasons past just to not care about winning or losing. Just throw some dice, have some fun. I built my mech list based on what Free Worlds League mechs I like playing. As far as the game coming up, I'm sorry, Carlo, I'm looking for some payback. You thumped the absolute hell out of me in our original game. So, my original stand-up tactics of, it is not going to be happening. I'm pulling the Encyclopedia of Fury off of the cabinet. It's going to come down to map choice, very much so. And, of course, the dice as always. But I'm looking forward to the rematch. And as I'm, the defending champ for D-side, I know I've got something to prove to try and be back-to-back, but if Carlo beats me, I can't think anybody better to take the crown.
For this season, I was sort of struggling with my lance. Was never really certain what I wanted to do with it. I think my first mistake was just making the champion so slow without giving it jump jets because of that heavy Gauss rifle. So that really just made it a big target. But for my match against John, well, I think I'm just going to do what I did last time and get really lucky and blow up his stalker early. Just blow up all of his ammo bins and kill the pilot, but then still kill the engine anyways.
Yeah, just don't do it in round 3. That sucks.
Well, I did it to his Wraith in round 3, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, that sucker got evaporated.
Oh, what game did you guys play?
Roughly around halfway point.
Yeah, it was about a halfway point, yeah.
So this is another rematch, Laura.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I think that'll be cool, some of these rematches, because you can see, the other game we were talking to, they played their first game against each other. And so then their final next weekend will literally be a rematch from their fresh mechs right off the factory to their skilled mechs with all of their adjustments made. So it's going to be a change, and it'll be interesting to see your match as well, because even though it's been 5-6 weeks or whatever, that could make a difference. How did the first... Sorry. No, go.
Oh, okay. How the first match went? Well, as I said, he rushed his Wraith in, and my what's called champion managed to get a short-range Gauss shot off onto his side torso, blew it up.
No, I would like to say he was needing 10 or better to hit me, and he did smoke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Actually, no, it wasn't the champion that got the kill. It was I think it was the Banshee that finished him off, though.
Yeah, it was the Banshee. Yeah, the champion thumped the hell out of it, and then the Banshee walked up and said, "And you're done."
Yeah, and then my Highlander got a glorious ammo explosion off of his stalker and end up killing the pilot.
And it just cascaded down through the 3 bins of ammo. It's like, and my brain's melted.
But then, of course, I have to roll for all my other attacks to see if I would someone else would get the kill before the next phase. And the Scorpion gets 5 critical shots to CT.
Ouch. Ouch. Well, good luck to both of you in your final game next weekend. Super excited to see how it works out. Thank you for joining us, both of you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Good luck. Start thinking. And oh, wait, before we go, what are the 2 map possibilities for you guys?
It's either going to be Lunar Bullshit or the new city one. I think the Shopping District is what it's called.
I've played Lunar Bullshit plenty of times. I haven't seen the Shopping District at all.
So it's one of the new maps that came in because of the Kickstarter. So I'm really hoping we're playing on that one. See that one.
That one was cool. I played on that one in the last round.
I'll have to look it up then, see what side is going to be the best one. Does turn out being Lunar Bullshit. I think maybe John might have a little bit more of an advantage with that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one that I won D-side on last year. Was Lunar Bullshit. So
So maybe you won't get that because that's what you guys had last year.
either way, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I might just mess with Carlo and do what I did in my first round on Devil's Bath and just say, no, I'm not bringing ammunition. You can eat lasers.
Well, thank you again, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Thanks for having us, ladies.
See you in a
Thank
week.
you. Have a great day and
You
weekend.
too.
Stay safe, stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up all the interviews. We had a fantastic time listening to the guys talk about their favorite mechs and weapon systems, and a couple of them even chose to talk about their favorite way to play their mechs.
Which I found really interesting, those conversations and how some of the guys are so similar. The conversations were bing, bang, boom, I'm done. But then some of them are like, this is me. It was really fun listening to them and then having you and I put our little senses in here and just some of the laughs.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll talk like those guys after we've put in 15 years of this.
Yeah. Well, some of them are like, John was talking about buying his first mech in 1989. And I was 7. We were 7.
We were 7, yes.
We were 7. So yeah, just a few years. Few more years experience. And I still don't think I'll ever talk like them.
No.
But I guess we'll be back in a couple weeks when we interview all the winners.
Yeah, we're doing a roundtable. So it's everybody in a room together and go.
Yeah, kind of like these interviews, but I don't know exactly how it'll be. We'll have to figure that out, how it's all going to work. And yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll see who ends up sitting at the table with us.
Exactly. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what the results of these games and having that conversation in a few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you have a good rest of your day. It's not as freezing as it was when we did all these recordings, but still a little chilly out there.
Yeah, everybody stay warm and hope spring comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I don't even know what Groundhog Mr. Balzac Billy said, so I don't know.
I don't think he saw his shadow, but a couple of the other ones did, so...
We live just outside Calgary, and spring will arrive, then winter will come back, and then spring will arrive, and then we'll just have the yo-yo for a while. So
yeah, we live like hobbits. Winter, second winter, 11sies.
11sies. Absolutely. Well, you have a good rest of the day, Laura, and I will talk to you all later.
Chat at you later.
Bye-bye.